No, I don't expect to see buildings tilting away from me because I understand beyond a reasonable doubt that Earth is indeed flat. But hypothetically speaking, if Earth were indeed a globe, we should be able to at least measure how much a building is tilting away from us, wouldn't you say? I mean, even if we couldn't see this supposed tilt with the naked eye, we should be able to measure it by measuring the distance between two buildings from top to bottom, right? And let's say these two buildings are 3,000 kilometers apart. That's 1,800 miles. Now be a sport and tell me how many degrees over a distance of 1,800 miles. Then post some evidence showing me that structures do indeed tilt the further you get away from them.
Measurements were done of the bases and tops of two buildings, one in Torres, Rio Grande do Sul, and another in Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, 3,050 kilometers apart from each other. According to the theory of the spherical Earth, the distance of the measurements of the bases must be different than the measurements of the top, even in a few meters. But if the measurements are equal, this would show that the Earth has no curvature. Remembering the opinion of the INCRA engineers before the experiment,
probably there will be in relation to the extension of this line, perpendicular to the baseline. I believe it will be longer.
Thinking of the Earth as a globe, the initial expectation was that the measurements were different.
But when the results arrived, the base and the top measurements were the same, showing that the two buildings are leveled upright. And here the opening angle, where we read the point here, the base of the building and its height. As we do this calculation here, on this plane, we will always find this distance here. On this plane, we will always find this distance here.
Identical measurements of the distance between the bases and the tops prove between the two buildings there is no curvature, proving it has no spherical shape.